I just got back from my parents' house and my mother got me some raspberry plants, which my daughter loves raspberries. There's one family that I pet sit for that they have a bunch of raspberry plants and blueberry plants, and she will just go devour them with permission. We have permission when we go pet sit for them. She got these from Gurney's and they're actual live plants. I had gotten a couple from Walmart maybe like a month ago, and they were like a stick with like almost no roots on them at all. And they haven't grown at all. These are the ones that I got from Walmart. So I don't know if they're going to grow, but these ones are actual plants compared to this one. So we're gonna get these planted in the ground and we should get fruit from these year 2. So we've got our 3 raspberries in right there. I'm not sure if these ones will propagate or not because it says do not propagate, propagation prohibited. So we'll see if they multiply themselves or not. They may be ones that don't, I don't you know. But these are raspberry sweet repeat, and these are from Gurney's. So we'll get those watered and get them mulched and see how they do. I'm getting our tomatoes put in. It's Easter weekend and the 10-day forecast has nothing below 50 degrees. So I think we are safe to start putting our frost tender stuff in the ground. This row should be all Abe Lincoln tomatoes. My tomatoes, I think, got mixed up. And so they may be mixed together, my Romas and my Abe Lincolns. But if they are, it's fine. I just won't save seeds this year from them. Peas are doing very well. These are snow peas in this row, all from ones that I saved from last year. I still have way more seeds in there. That is our common winter rye, which is already starting to head. It's looking fabulous. Behind it, you can't see it, I've got dill and garlic back there. My approach so far with getting things planted in the ground has been pretty nonchalant. I'll do like 5 plants at a time or 1 pot of seeds, and then go do a different task, and then maybe do 1 more set of 5 that day, come back another day, do some more. It's been very slow, very relaxed, very nonchalant. I haven't had like a huge rush, like a huge plant everything today type of day. Just little bits here and there, and it all gets done 1 plant at a time. I've basically just been working on whatever part I feel like working on and not really completing any one area. So I have a bunch of garlic in here, but either cats or chickens have been trampling them, it looks like. I don't love that. I did just plant carrots down there yesterday, and I've got blue shelling peas, the last of my blue shelling pea seeds along the fence there. I'm hoping I can get some seeds to save from them and have more of those. And then this section right over here, I've been working on cleaning it up. There's a bunch of carrots planted all through here, so I've been pulling the carrots and cooking them as I pull them up. I haven't replanted this yet, but I'm planning on replanting this whole section with carrots again, and then I gotta get a lot of this stuff cleaned up too. I really want to redo that back garden bed or do something different with it because chickens are getting in there and eating stuff and ruining other things, and it's not the most ideal. It is like really close to the chickens, but the chicken wire, it was a garden that was here when I bought the house. So I would just like to do some things with it to make it more animal proof. Not quite sure exactly how I want to do that yet, but it's on my radar. We've had all kinds of really pretty flowers blooming, irises and roses. The roses are so pretty, and usually the Japanese beetles will come and devour my rose bushes, but they leave my other plants alone while they're eating my roses. This rose bush is such a deep burgundy. I adore it. I have a velvet cape from years and years ago when I used to cosplay for Comic-Con. That's like this exact kind of velvety dark burgundy color. So this is really pretty. I love this color. I cannot believe it's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow. It feels so hot, but it's not completely unheard of for April. The azaleas bloomed and they're kind of on their way out. I feel like azaleas bloom and are gone in a very short time period. They don't last very long. But we do have lots and lots of pears on our tree. I think last year we only had 1 or 3 or something. I can't remember. It was not very many, but there are a ton of pears on here this year. I think because it bloomed later in the year, and so the blooms didn't get hurt by the frost. I think that's why it has much more pears on it this year. And I'm hoping we'll get apples this year too. We had a lot of blooms on our apple tree. I think there was one apple on there last year and it was kind of just a weird shape and it wasn't like fully developed. So hopefully this year we'll get apples because we eat a lot of apples in this house. Got the shelling peas on this trellis. So it's a mixture of 3 different types of peas. I just went and bought pea seeds and just planted them with no intention of saving seeds from them this year. I may, just because I do that anyways, even when I say I'm not going to. I've got some cabbages in here from the fall, and I think that one's a Brussels sprouts, but I have not had success getting actual Brussels sprouts from Brussels sprouts yet. That one's starting to head up in there. So you can see we've got the dill here. There was another one. Oh, it's hiding. I wonder if it's not getting water because these are in the way, and so when the sprinkler hits it probably isn't getting water. I might have to water that. And then we've got some more garlics up here. In my back row I've got a mixture of things. I've got broccolis and cabbages. Those are cilantros, which I need to come and pick some of that cilantro, I think, and put it in the freezer. But yeah, we just got, and then there's a whole bunch more seedlings in this row and in that row. These ones are smaller, newer. These ones were the older ones. Just looking at them. Some of them have disappeared. We've had some deer jump in the fence and eat and stuff, so we'll see what we get. I'm gonna put the sprinkler on for a little bit. I haven't put my timer on it yet, but just having a sprinkler so you're not having to stand there with the hose for an hour watering everything is really, really nice. It's very worth the money. Ooh, ouch. I was driving home from work this morning and kind of doing the math in my head of how much stuff needs to get planted now that we're looking at no frost and how much time I have, and feeling like, oh my goodness, this is going to be absolutely impossible to get everything planted that needs to get planted in any reasonable amount of time. It's a daunting task to get done, but trying to remind myself we have a long summer, so if it doesn't get planted until the end of May, it probably will be still fine. So I kind of want to focus on the things that need more time, like watermelons and pumpkins, and like something like green beans grows pretty fast, so I want to get at least some of them put in. But if I don't get the whole crop put in right away, it's okay if I kind of like stagger it a little bit, do a little bit of time. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need to get planted now. You need a shovel? You need a shovel? What are we planting? What are we planting? Are we planting watermelons? No. What are you planting? Planting watermelons. Yeah. Watermelons are one of our favorite things, so we're just gonna put a few watermelon seeds, a few different kinds of squash seeds, not do like a full planting, but just put a few here and there where I have spots available, just so that we can start to get a little bit of a harvest before like we do like the full planting. I hear these little frogs at night. They are very noisy, but I really much enjoy it. They're hanging out on a water barrel that I use for watering my plants in the back here. They're really cute. Putting a few yellow squash seeds in next. I find grubworms like this whenever I'm planting or doing any kind of digging yard work. And usually I'll bring a bucket with me and gather them all up. They make great free chicken protein. Throw some zucchinis in next. Just popping these things in where broccoli either got eaten by something or didn't survive for whatever reason. It happens. I try not to get too upset when something gets eaten because then I can just pop something else in there. So I start usually a bunch of extras, knowing not all of them are gonna make it. Some of them are gonna get eaten. and then I just pop something else into that spot if something doesn't make it. This is pie pumpkin seeds and some pickled cucumber seeds. I think this is going to be the last I'm going to put in the ground today, and then probably the rest of my day will be transferring tomatoes. I got a few more seeds started, mostly sunflowers. Got some cucumbers, catnip. I did another jalapenos because I couldn't find where I put my jalapenos that I had just planted a few days ago. I found them, they're over there. So I got a whole bunch more seeds to start. I'm gonna plant corn right here so it'll kind of help block the sun for the tomatoes, because when it's really hot and the sun's really strong, the tomatoes struggle, and so giving them like some shade from the sun will help. So we've got this row of Roma tomatoes. They shouldn't need staked, they're pretty low, and then in this row I've got a couple Romas, and the rest of them are all Amish paste tomatoes. I'm gonna keep working on getting all of my tomatoes in the ground, getting seeds started. We're really in crunch time now that we're past the risk of frost. It's gonna be 80 degrees outside today. So we've got a lot of stuff that needs to get done in the garden and get planted and all the things. So I hope to see you again very soon, and I've enjoyed hanging out with you today. I'll see you next time. Bye.